Once again, I have let my recent makeup build up and build up to the point it's now a little mountain, and I need to come back and let you know my thoughts now I've used all of these products a little bit more. Also, we're not going to talk about how bad the tan looks currently on my hands because it is fresh on, and I forgot to moisturise my hands before I did it, so we're just going to pretend that's not a thing. Now, because I have so many things to talk about, I'm probably going to whiz through them as quickly as I possibly can and just give you my overall thoughts on these items after using them a few more times from my first impressions. A lot of these items are from previous videos, so if you see anything and you think, oh, I wonder how that applies, that type of thing, do check back on my recent videos, because especially the palettes as well, I have likely done a video with them. Now, some of these things I bought myself, some of them I received in PR, and we're just, like I say, gonna whittle our way through them, hopefully fairly quickly. Now, you will know how long this pile has been building up when I talk about the first thing. So it's going to be the Cosmic Beauty lipsticks and lip liners that they brought out. Yeah, I know that was a while ago. Yeah, they've still been sat in my to final review basket for a little while, but I want to talk about them because they are fantastic. And if you know me, you know I love everything that I've tried from Cosmic Beauty. They're a UK based indie brand and I love them. I do have a code with them in case you want to save yourself some pennies over on their website. And all of these lipsticks that they brought out, they have brought out lipsticks before, but these ones are all in cooler tone shades. Yeah, I did insert lip swatches of every single shade of the lipsticks, and they are all on the cooler tone side. So if you are a fan of cool tone lipstick, I would really recommend these. The component is really, really nice. It's magnetic. It's really good quality. They feel comfortable on the lips. They're not kiss proof, but they do last a long time. They're just a super comfortable, nice, lightweight feeling formula. And as well, the lip liners to match the cool tone shades that go with it. I think it was really clever to launch both of those together. And to be quite honest with you, I reach for these a lot because these are all on the nude side, as well as the lipsticks. They are just very wearable everyday shades for a lot of people, and especially if you're trying to find cool tone lip liners, because I know that there are a lot of neutral warm tone lip liners, but not everybody wants that. And some are more on the warmer leaning side, but overall they are nice and cool. They are precise, which is exactly what I like. They are sharpenable pencils. I don't want my lipstick to be travelling all over my face, and this lip liner does prevent that from happening and keeps them within my lip line. I just love them. Do I now need to clear out my lipsticks and lip glosses and all lip related products to be able to fit these in? Yes, I do. If you saw how many I had, you would be like, Kerry, you have a problem. You need to clear some. The next thing is the Beauty Bay. This is the liquid bronzer. I think I tried this recently before Beauty Bay decided to shut down their website and call in the administrators. I do believe that Beauty Bay have been saved now though. I feel like somebody mentioned to me in the comments, I can't remember exactly which group are buying into Beauty Bay to try and rescue the brand. But good news, because we don't want Beauty Bay to be leaving. We just want them to change a few little things. But this liquid bronzer I was actually quite impressed with. It is a very blendable, buildable formula. It's not put it on and oh my god, I can't blend it out, it looks horrific. It is a very nice, lightweight, blendable formula that is definitely buildable. It isn't too pigmented. I don't know if I wish there was a tiny bit more pigment because I do have to put quite a lot of this on, but I think the shade I got was really nice. This is in the shade Fudge, but yeah, I don't think it's a bad liquid bronzer at all. I've been loving this. This is the NYX Jelly Job Full Bodied Shine Gloss, and I got it in the red shade. It's Cherry Jelly. Now, if I just want a nice, subtle, sort of juicy looking red lip, I will 100% be grabbing this. I have put this today on top of the red lipstick that I'm wearing just to give it that extra shine, and it's comfortable. In fact, the wand inside is more of a plastic spatula, which I wasn't expecting when I first purchased this. However, I quite like it. It doesn't feel sticky and goopy, and it does just give a nice subtle red gloss to the lips. Then we're going to talk about the new blushes from Singe Beauty that were released. We will talk about the palette that will be coming up soon, but that's in my other box, and I haven't brought that other box to the table yet because this table is already full of stuff. But the 4 new shades are more on the cooler tone side and also on the lighter side, because I believe the previous blushes that were brought out before this, some of them were on the deeper side. So it's nice to see different colours come out. This was the first time that I had tried the blush formula from Singe, range when they very kindly sent me these, and they're a beautiful formula because they're not fully matte and they're not a shimmery blush. It's kind of in between. They're a silk blush with a little bit of a sheen, so it looks really nice and effortless on the skin. And the new shades, like, look at this gorgeous lilac. Absolutely stunning, and they're not scary. You look at this lilac and you think, wow, that's intense. But it's a nice buildable formula and it can look subtle. It's not too much pigment straight out of the gate on your face, which is what I prefer with blush. Then we've got Pretentious Plum. This is one of the deeper ones from these four. I absolutely love this one. This is more of a neutral. It's Classy Cloudberry and it is definitely stunning. I could probably get away with this as bronzer as well, and you might be able to as well depending on your skin tone. Then we've got Likeable Lychee, a really, really nice cool toned, mauvey purpley leaning, stunning blush. So yeah, I really enjoy the formula of those. I don't think I've got a lot like that in my collection that is like a silk blush formula, so really, really happy to have these, and I do enjoy the colours. But you know me, I do like a bright orange cheek, so I keep saying I need to hop onto the Singe website and get the orangey blush because you know that is going to be for me. Then What's Up Beauty, like this was a while ago now, also did send me 3 of the mascara shades, and I did give one to my daughter because it is a brown and I love a brown mascara, but she didn't have one, so I have parted ways with it and given it to my daughter. But I am left with the gorgeous burgundy and the black. I do really like this mascara. I do think it's lengthening and separating and a little bit of volume as well. It does have a brush that's got the plastic bristles that sort of like comb through on one side and then the more bushier bristles on the other side, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I enjoy this mascara. I think all the shades that they brought out are beautiful, and if you are looking for a brown mascara, the one from What's Up Beauty is stunning. They did also send me the Wild Dancer pressed setting powder, and I did enjoy this. I'm always on the lookout for setting powders, and this was the shade that I decided to keep because this was more my shade, and it is in the shade Light, and this is talc free, clean, cruelty free and vegan. And again, I think if you're wanting to pick up a nice setting powder, this is stunning. It doesn't make my face look too cakey and awful. Like, I like to apply a lot of foundation. I like to be full coverage, a bit of a cake face, especially when I'm filming. And I think this sets the makeup really, really nicely. I use it more on my whole face rather than my under eye because I'm very, very particular about an under eye powder. But this is beautiful, and it does come in medium, tan and deep as well. Then we have a whole host of things from Beautymoon Cosmetics as well, because I did get their, it's not a mystery box, subscription box, that's the one, because you don't have to have it as a mystery. If you hop over onto their Instagram, the box that comes out every 3 months that retails for £30 and has products in it that are above the retail price of £30, it is stunning. And like I say, you can hop over onto their Instagram to find out what is going to be in that box before you commit to it should you want to, or you can leave it as a mystery and see what arrives if you don't want any spoilers. So I think all of these products are from those boxes. So I do have 3 of the lipsticks that were from Christmas. I know we're in March, okay? Look, I said it had been a while. I think the components of these lipsticks are absolutely stunning. And there was 3 different shades. I think these are still available to purchase. There is a Choco Chia, which is a nice deeper brown. We have Wishes, which is more of a pinky toned lipstick. And then we have, what is this? Mold Magic, which is like a nice deep mulled wine shade. And they are a really nice formula and super duper cute. Like I say, the nice pink frosted style packaging, I really enjoy that. Then we have a red lip gloss also from Beautymoon Cosmetics in the shade Kiss Me Cherry, and this is absolutely stunning on the lips. It is very pigmented, vibrant, but hydrating, juicy looking on the lips. I loved this when I tried it in my video. And again, not a goopy formula, not anything super sticky. It's just nice. I really hope that they bring out more shades of this because I would have wanted a red. This is like the one I would have asked for because I'm always looking for sort of that red juicy looking lip. But yeah, more shades of this. Imagine if there was an orange. Then we have the liquid blush in the shade Loved Up. This is quite a pigmented blush. I don't think you need a lot, but it is definitely blendable. It doesn't disturb your makeup underneath. And if you like this type of shade, I think this was for the Valentine's box. I feel like it was. It's absolutely beautiful. I love this. This was also from the Valentine's box, and it's the shade Be Mine. And it's like a cream blush slash highlighter depending on your skin tone, and it is so shifty. Like you can see hopefully the indentations of where I picked it up, because it is more of that cream formula, and it is so shifty and stunning and beautiful. I feel like I did swatch this in my video, but I'm a big fan of this. Again, would love more shades of that to come out. There was also the little hat powder puff. I mean, it works, it's a powder puff, it is nice and spongy, it's on the larger side, and it was a heart for Valentine's. Ooh, back to Christmas. The Missile Glow highlighter palette, I love this. And if you like a variety of different highlighters in one little palette, like this is so good to travel with. The different shades that are included in this, they are stunning. And of course, because it's Missile Glow and it was for Christmas, they are super sparkly and intense. This is not subtle, unless you use an extremely light hand. But like I say, they do have that sort of glittery sheen to them. So if you like a glittery highlight and you like a lot of options, that could be for you. I do have also the loose pigments from Beautymoon. So I have Twinkle Bell, which is the pink. I have Starry Night, which is the white with a bit of a blue shift. Santa Baby, which is the red with a few bits of gold in there. And Holy Halo, which is the blue. If you are looking for loose pigments that are stunning on the lid, shifty, shiny deliciousness, again, Beautymoon is a great option. Then I have a few bits from Made by Mitchell. So obviously, if you don't know, I'm a sucker for a collab, and when it's a collab with something that I really enjoy, like SpongeBob SquarePants, I will likely pick it up because, yeah, I'm a sucker for that type of thing, so of course I had to pick up the thing that looked like a burger. Is this going to be great to store? Absolutely not. It's quite weighty. You could injure someone if you threw this. The packaging is heavy and bulky for what is inside, which is a gorgeous yellowy orange shade of cream blush, which is stunning and very pigmented. It is also very blendable though. Like, I love the actual product. Of course it is going to be more gimmicky because it is for SpongeBob and it's in the burger. It's not going to be for everybody. I am slowly regretting my choice of now having to store this somewhere. However, it is a cute product. Also, what I got with that was the Golden Spatula shade of blush, and it is a gorgeous yellowy shifty shade. I think this was the first sort of shimmery blush I picked up from Made by Mitchell, because I think all the ones I've got previously are the matte blushes that are the liquid blushes, but this is the first sort of shimmery one that I picked up. And of course this is a little bit multi-use. You could even use this on your eyes or your lips as well. And if you like the shades, like there are different shades, but I wanted to pick up the yellowy leaning one because I think these came in a bundle, if I remember rightly. Now I still haven't used the body slime, so I can't actually tell you if this is good or bad, but it was in the box with the rest of the stuff. Because like I say, I do think these came in a bundle together. But yeah, I haven't used this yet, but now with the weather being a little bit nicer, maybe I will. Oh my gosh, where do I begin? And why is there so much hair in this basket? Like, there's more hair in this basket than there are eyeshadow palettes. You can actually see the basket, which is fantastic. Okay, so because we was just talking about SpongeBob, let's discuss the palette that I picked up from Made by Mitchell. This was the collab, the CATKIN palette. I do still need to do a palette bingo with this. Now I have used this twice, I believe, and so far I'm enjoying it. Is it my favourite matte formula in the world and shimmer formula? No. Now I don't think it's a bad formula, but it's just not my favourite, and I do have some fantastic formulas in my collection. I'm not mad that I've picked it up. I think the colour story they have nailed, especially for the theming for SpongeBob. And like, even, I haven't taken it off yet, but on the mirror, like you can see it's SpongeBob's face. Well, it will be your face in SpongeBob's head, but you know what I mean. And I do really like how they've put this together, like the depth in this as well as the bright pops, and it does give that under the ocean SpongeBob feel to it. Like I say, not my favourite formula, but I don't think it's a bad one. I don't particularly rate the shimmers in this palette. Like, they're nice, but they're nothing special and to write home about. But if you're not looking for something super shifty, multi-chromey, indie brand style, and you like a nice sort of more traditional leaning shimmer, oh, that didn't pick up anything. I mean, they're nice, like that's pretty on my finger. Like, it is a cute palette. But if we are comparing it to some of the indie brands I'm about to talk about, you know. Then the Valentine's release from Gourmand Girls Cosmetics. They did very kindly send me this palette, and I do have a code with Gourmande in case you want to pick anything up. The Bleeding Hearts palette. I believe I did 2 looks with this, and it was deep and more on the vampy side for Valentine's Day, which I think is really nice. But you still do have the pinks in there. If you wanted to go more pink girly type of look, you definitely still can, but also with that depth and even this deeper green up here. Like, I feel like this is a Valentine's palette that's got options, and although it was released for Valentine's, you can definitely use it all year round, especially with the different shades that are included. And the shimmers in this are spectacular. Shifty shades, delicious shades. They look ridiculously intense and metallic on the lid. I do have swatches of this palette as well as 2 eye looks in the video I did for this, but this is absolutely stunning, and I feel like Gourmand Girls just get better and better and better, and I love it when they do a palette in this shape and style as well. Like, look at the packaging. Oh, maybe I should have done this one first because this was released before the other one. This is the Gourmand Girls Christmas release, and it does have one of my hairs on it. Let me just sort that out. Now, having said that I love the shape of the other packaging when they do that, I love the fact that they did for Christmas a snow globe shape. And not only that, it's a magnetic lid that you can take off. The colour story is beautiful. It is more on the neutral side with green and blue pops in this as well. The shimmers are ridiculously intense and metallic in this because obviously this was a Christmas release. You want to look like a Christmas bauble. Stunning. And I like the fact that they mixed it up with this and did something a little bit different for Christmas. I think this is really, really cute, and I love this palette. And I'm glad they didn't just stick to fully neutral, and that we do have green and blue in here as well, and that these are colours that will complement each other. Now, I'm not showing you the other side of this because it does have a mirror on the other side, and it's actually a really good quality mirror that's actually quite big, so I do enjoy that one as well. Out of the two, I think I just lean more towards Bleeding Hearts because there's more shades in this and I can do more with the mattes, but both beautiful palettes from Gourmand. Okay, the Lover's Lane palette from Beautymoon Cosmetics, like I say, in one of their subscription boxes, and this is a 9-shade palette. Absolutely beautiful. It is very Lover's Lane. It is very Valentine's themed, and I think they did a really good job with it. In these two, you have sort of more, not marble because they look like straight lines of different shades. This one looks like it's got 4 different shades in this, and the bottom one below it looks like it's got 3 different shades. So you can either swirl your brush in or your finger and mix them all together, or if you swipe it all the way across, you could just get the individual shades laid out next to each other, and I think they look absolutely beautiful. You've got the berry tones, the pinks, the reds, you've got some depth in here as well. I think it was a gorgeous one for Valentine's. The last palette that I reviewed from Beauty Bay before they decided to close the website because they're having difficulties. I do have a video discussing all the Beauty Bay drama, shall we call it. I'm not sure if it was the last video before this one, but like I said earlier in the video, I am glad that they are seemingly sorting things out and they're going to be able to come back. But this was the last palette that I picked up from them. This was their last eyeshadow palette release, and a lot of people in my comments were saying they were unhappy with the plastic packaging, which I agree. If this is supposed to be one of the £20 limited edition palettes that they've been releasing for quite a long time, and they've decided to switch it up to plastic packaging instead of the nice cardboard packaging that we're used to, then I'm not a fan of that either. Now, Beauty Bay, they do have a good formula. Like I say, it's not my favourite in my collection because I do have some amazing indie brand formulas, but I think for more of a drugstore, more of an affordable type of palette, I don't think it's bad. I do really enjoy using it. I don't generally have issues, although some of the putty-like shimmers are difficult to pick up on a brush, maybe a little bit crumbly and a little bit difficult to work with to apply, but once they are on, they are usually beautiful. The mattes I generally don't have a problem with. I think they tried to do a really nice colour story with this one. It's not fully up my street, and I feel like, as I said in my previous video discussing Beauty Bay and their eyeshadow palettes and themings, I think their original ideas when coming out with the limited edition palettes were far superior to the ones in the last year or so. So I don't think there's anything wrong with this palette. If you like this colour story, I think it is nice. I'm not a fan of the packaging. I do prefer the cardboard packaging over this packaging. And that was the Wonderscape palette, because I don't actually think that I said. Ooh, now we have some Artitude Cosmetics, the Moonlight Muse palette. I love Artitude. They're a UK-based indie brand. Again, I do have a code with them in case you want to buy anything from them. I'm not sure if this one's still in stock at the moment or not, but you can hop over to their TikTok shop or their website in case you want to have a look at the gorgeous palettes that they've got on offer. This one is a purpley neutral palette, but it also does have a gorgeous matte white in this. And if there's a matte white in a palette and it's pigmented like it is in this one, and I can use it in my inner corner, that is always a big tick for me. We do have depth in this palette, the deeper purples that are nice and rich and delicious, so I can create the depth and contrast that I like in looks. You can stick to the more neutral side if that is your thing. And looking at this from a distance, it just looks like there's a lot of white shades, but actually in person, they all look different to each other. So the top shimmer shade here, Luna, is like just a white shiny, why am I swatching it? A white shimmery metallic-y shade. It's absolutely stunning. It's not silver, it's definitely white. Then you have the marbled shade called Moonlight down here, and it's got like purple, a deeper sort of charcoaly grey and a bit of white and a little bit of pink, and then you've got Crescent, which is like a white metallic with a bluey type of shift. So they are absolutely stunning. I think it fits the theme to do with the moon and moonlight beautifully. I like anything related to the moon. You have got some gorgeous shifts in this palette. Like, this is what I'm talking about when I say I have palettes in my collection with fantastic formulas, the shimmers and the mattes and some shifty shades. It's just peak indie brand goodness. Look, we have more Christmas related palettes. Like, don't come at me, I've been busy. Oh gosh. Yeah, I really need to do this monthly rather than leaving it for so long. I say that every single time. So we have two palettes from Odin's Eye that they released. Now these are a re-release of two palettes that they brought out quite a while ago that were limited edition for Christmas, and I absolutely love them. So when I heard they were coming back, over the moon, because these have come back, is it twice now? But this time they've come back in different packaging and in a slightly different formula. So we have the Merry Christmas palette and the Christmas Eve palette that I was holding upside down. Now this is the colour story inside, and it is absolutely stunning. It is the same colour story as before, however now we have fully magnetic pans that you can rearrange, take out. You don't have to buy the entirety of these pans, you can just pick the ones that you like and you can buy the magnetic palette to put them in. So it's a lot more customisable. You do have a bit more product in each of the pans as well, and the formula has slightly changed. I think there was a tiny tweak to the matte formula, but there was slightly more of a tweak to the shimmer formula to improve it, and I would agree with that. I do think it is a slightly elevated formula compared to the previous ones that were released. However, this has meant that the price tag is quite a bit higher than the previous palettes that came in the cardboard packaging that you couldn't customise and that weren't magnetic, and they had slightly less product. So you're either going to be a fan of one or the other. I think there was a lot of people in my comments saying they would have preferred it to come out how it had before, just so it was a little bit on the more affordable side. But I can see what Odin's Eye are trying to do. It's nice that they try to switch things up and do things differently, but I think going forward, I'm hoping that they will cater for people that want the cardboard palettes as well as these magnetic palettes. And then the Christmas Eve palette looks like this with more blues, yellows, greens, absolutely delicious. But again, a similar sort of thing, they've changed it up. I'm not sure if this is still currently available on the website or not. Maybe it is, because now they're all individual shades that you can buy. And if there are some shades in this that you know you won't use, of course you don't have to buy them. You could just buy the ones from the other palette or some of the other singles that they have available. Oh, Singe Beauty Succulent Dew. I'm sorry, but this is my favourite palette now that Singe Beauty have brought out. They are a US based indie brand, and this is the colour story inside. I have done 2 looks with this, I believe, and then a palette bingo where I can't count, so don't watch that because you'll see that I picked the total wrong shades. However, it did come out as a very, very nice look, but I think this colour story, there's just, you know when you look at a colour story that's been curated really, really well, and it's your types of shades, and you just look at it and think, oh, that is delicious. That is what this is for me. Even more so than some of the ones that Singe brought out previously, even though they included bright greens, which is my absolute favourite in eyeshadow. But this palette, there is just something about this colour story and this aesthetic and the way that this has been curated that is just so pleasing, and it's so enjoyable to use. All of these shades are so complementary to each other. I don't think you can go wrong pairing any of these combinations together or sticking to a fully monochromatic look. The shimmer formula is not only spectacular, easy to pick up on a brush, wet looking, some of them are shifty, they're not super emollient, so they don't break up in the crease if you have hooded eyes. Now, I can't speak for every hooded eye person, but I have slightly hooded eyes and they are so long wearing on me. I am a massive fan of the Singe Beauty formula. If you've never tried Singe Beauty before, keep your eye on that brand for a release and a colour story that you like, because they are fantastic. All of the shimmers, all of the mattes go from light to dark. It's just an interesting, delicious colour story. Incredible. This is probably my favourite palette out of everything that I'm talking about in this video. Stunning. Oh, we have another one from Odin's Eye. This was the collab between Heather Austin and Odin's Eye. Again, it's in this new type of format with the magnetic palette, the magnetic pans inside. So this collaboration, I feel like it's called the Spring Butterfly palette. Don't think it actually says on the packaging. But there is a nice picture of Heather on the front, and it does have a nice butterfly mirror inside. I think Heather did a fantastic job with this colour story. It is beautiful. It does encapsulate and embody spring and butterflies and like spring meadows. Like, it's absolutely stunning. So much fun to use this palette because I am a bright, colourful eyeshadow lover. Having said that, there are two more neutrally leaning shimmers in this, and you can pair it with the deeper brown and maybe the orange to go for more of a wearable neutral kind of look. However, that is not me. I like all of the bright colour, especially this bright green up here is deliciously stunning. So like I say, I think she did a fantastic job. For me personally, I would have liked more mattes than shimmers because I like more mattes in a palette. I am just a matte girly. But I know Heather likes her shimmers. She does like a lot of shimmers, so I can 100% see why she's included so many, and they are all absolutely beautiful. I really enjoyed using this palette. I think it's fantastic, but again, unsure as to whether Odin's Eye are only sticking to this kind of format now or whether they are still going to bring out the cardboard type packaging. Oh, we have another Christmas palette, but this one's from Nomad Cosmetics. I'm not going to pronounce it because I'm going to get it wrong. Yeah, it's their Christmas palette. And it is a very traditionally leaning colour story for Christmas, which I think is really, really nice. For Christmas, with the red, the green, the neutrals. However, having said that, I don't typically keep palettes for a specific occasion. If I want to wear a green eyeshadow and I want to use this palette, it doesn't matter to me, even if it's the middle of summer. There is a lot of shimmers in this palette, and they do sort of resemble a Christmas tree in the triangle shape. There are more shimmers. The mattes, again, we've already discussed that. I would have preferred more mattes, but I think the formula in this is absolutely stunning. The shimmers in this are really, really good. They are easy to pick up on a brush. They're not too emollient. Again, I think they'll last a little bit longer in the crease, and I think the colour story is nice. And I do like to collect Nomad. I like to collect as many Nomad palettes as I can to have in my collection because they are one of my favourite indie brands. They do generally have an amazing formula. I've always loved their matte formula. And I feel like they're one of the brands that are constantly trying to improve, switch things up, change things. Oh, and I did also, with that, get some socks. Can't remember if these were included or if I had to pay for them separately. These also have hair on them, but there were the Christmas socks that come with it. Like, I'm sorry, but if an indie brand is trying to switch things up and add things like socks, and I also picked up the mug that went with one of the other palettes, like, I like extra little bits like that, mugs, socks, things to hang on your Christmas tree. If you can do extras, I love extras. Extras. Oh yeah, and I got the little bag as well. Like, I love those extra little touches. Like, maybe everyone doesn't, but for me, I really, really appreciate that and enjoy it. It makes it even better for me, you know? And then last but by no means least, the Cosmic Beauty Angelic palette. I love Cosmic Beauty. I'm actually wearing Cosmic Beauty today on my eyes. It's from the Sinister palette, just a little bit of the black and the grey to create this. I don't know what I was doing. I was just playing around. But this is the second time that Cosmic Beauty brought out a smaller palette. So the original one was the Gothic palette that was this size and has 12 shades in it. Now we have Angelic, and this is absolutely stunning for spring, especially with these pastel shades that are in this. We do have these gorgeous 4 shimmer shades across the middle, and they are absolutely beautiful. We have the deeper shades across the bottom, the lighter pastel shades across the top, and I think this is a really cute palette for spring. I don't think you need to pull anything else in with this because we do still have some depth in this, and for me, I like depth in a palette, even if it's just one shade. Give me something, you know? And Cosmic always do that. They have a nice, well-rounded, curated colour story every single time. I might do a little palette bingo with this one because I definitely want to use it quite a bit more, especially now the sun is actually coming out in the UK a bit. It was actually warm yesterday. I went out of my house without a coat on, so to use some of these gorgeous pastels again, definitely will be doing that. I think that's everything. Now, can I guarantee that that's everything that I was supposed to be talking about? Absolutely not, because these things are usually sat in my baskets down here, but when the baskets are overflowing sometimes, which is quite often, because they are waiting for me to do a video like this. Sometimes things get moved about, put in different places. So if you are missing something, please let me know. I will add it to my next video. Hopefully you found that somewhat useful. I didn't go into too much detail just because there was so much to actually talk about. I don't actually know how long this video is going to be, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you were considering picking anything up, or you was wanting to know my thoughts after using these things a bit more, then hopefully you now know. I've now got to spend some time finding where I'm going to put all of this stuff, because now it's not going to be in my baskets anymore. It has to actually go in my collection, and I don't have a lot of room. In fact, I don't have any room spare. So this is going to be fun for me for the rest of the day. As always, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. It really does help me out if you like the video. Leave me a comment. If you're not subscribed, then please do consider subscribing, because we love makeup on this channel, especially bright, colourful makeup and indie eyeshadows. Also, let me know, is there anything that is going to be upcoming, that's going to be released, that you would like me to try out, pick up and review for you guys? Generally eyeshadow, but I don't mind other things as well. But yeah, you know me. I'm a magpie for eyeshadow. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye!